So I have to say, you've definitely had some memorable moments in the season, and folks will find your memorable moments this season. But 1 through 3, what's been your favorite moment of the franchise?
We both said I think it's something that we can't necessarily say about the current season.
Yeah.
That's what we were kind of talking about earlier. That
Okay.
we got to do some nice work
What
together.
episodes so folks can be on the lookout for it?
It's like 7 and 8 kind of.
Yeah,
I
the
think.
finale.
Yeah. This finale, that's
Yeah.
like your favorite scene of the franchise.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
It's definitely my favorite scene to do.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know
agree.
if it was. I don't know if like out of all the scenes that everyone has done, it would be the one that I would say. Like there's so many scenes that I love
Yeah.
from like other character storylines, and so.
Yeah.
But that was my favorite one to do for sure.
Yeah.
What was your favorite one of somebody else's that you got to watch?
From this season or from any season?
Well, let's go to the first 2, so that way you don't give any spoilers.
I loved the prom so much.
Yeah. That set was incredible.
That set was beautiful,
Yeah.
and it was such a
Yeah.
such a rewarding moment.
I really just like the opening scene of the boys playing Dungeons and Dragons. I
Oh,
think it's
yeah,
like
it's so great.
maybe the quickest way into like a show ever. I don't know. It's like you instantly are like, oh, I totally understand what these characters, their dynamic together, and it just immediately kind of sets that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about how your character's changed over the first 3 seasons, like how his evolution. It's been pretty great.
Sure. Yeah. It goes from kind of being like a selfish narcissist, kind of asshole character to slowly growing up and discovering what it means to put other people before yourself. And I think that this season kind of picks up where that is left off, and kind of more questions about, just your life. What do you want to do? What do you want to be? And how do you kind of get there to start to kind of pile in.
And then also for you, since it's been like season 1, you've seen these kids get like complete, grown-ups almost
Like,
now. Yeah. So
upsetting.
What's it like watching them basically grow up in front of you with the 5?
It's like they're my cousins or something. It's like they're my little cousins that I get to see, like, oh, we're going to hang out. We get to hang out again every once in a while. But they're great. They're just, like, really solid people, especially under the circumstance of having so many people just interested in them and who they are. And, I just love the kids. They're amazing.
Yeah, they're really impressive. And
Are they asking you guys for any advice, like, hey, words of wisdom? No.
hell no.
Every once in a while, but,
They know way more.
They know way more.
Yeah.
Both of you guys have been acting for a while. Did you guys have, like, first summer jobs? Did you have, like, your McDonald's gig?
I worked in a bookstore.
What was your first summer job?
I was a pizza delivery guy. I was like a busboy for a long time. Yeah, a lot of restaurant jobs.
Did you get fired? Babysitting.
Didn't get fired, no. Yeah, I did actually babysit my sisters occasionally. Yeah,
That's not as bad as
Like
babysitting.
preparation.
yeah, it's like doesn't
Babysitting
really
your
count.
sisters.
No, that's like
That's
kind of
just like
just built
being
in.
a person.
Yeah.
And then what's your favorite 4th of July activity? What do you like to do on the 4th?
I like being with my family and going to Cape Cod. That's kind of a tradition in our family, so I like doing that.
Fireworks.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
I feel you on that.
I hate my family.
Afternoon, ladies.
Afternoon, Billy.
Take the new suit, Mrs. Wheeler.
Thank you.
You came in season 2 and gave me a moment that I sort of loved but hated because you were so mean, like when you got there, but when you like made your entrance, I was like, that's a great like TV moment. It's one of my favorites.
I was very lucky that I had that entrance, for sure.
But what's one of your favorite moments from the franchise?
I don't know. It's so hard to pick it apart. I mean, it's so beloved, I think, in many ways. But I think for me, obviously, the opening credits were a big thing. The first time, the night that it came out, I watched the whole season. And I remember that.
Yeah.
And the letters coming up in that bold neon red and just feeling like this is something unique, I think, in a lot of ways, and I think that's reflective of the actual show.
So you only have season 2 to go by, but what's different about your character between last year and this year? No spoilers.
Totally, no spoilers. I think what's different is that we see a much darker side of Billy that doesn't have this humanized quality that we saw in season 2 with the scene with his dad, those sort of things, until the end. And we have such a fantastic payoff at the end of season 3. But I got to delve so deep into making unusual choices that I think puts the audience on edge, which was really exciting. And I was really lucky my story arc is so fleshed out this season.
Working with the kids, because it
Yep.
was like about a year between season 2 and season 3.
They
Do you
grew
notice
up a lot, yeah.
What's it
A
like
lot.
watching these kids like grow
I've seen
up?
Caleb started to get a little bit of like bum fluff going on around under his nose, and I love it. I mean, we love like sort of heckling a little bit. But no, I think the maturity and the ability under living in the public eye, the complete loss of their anonymity, I think the ability to still remain humble and work hard is I have a lot of admiration for that, because at 13, 14, 15, 16, like, you wouldn't have had me doing that. So I think that's really, I respect that, definitely.
Yeah. 13, 14, 15, 16 here is when people get their first summer job. What was your first summer job?
I worked in a butcher. I scraped like the frozen blood off the floor. Then I worked at McDonald's and I got fired. And then I was a dish pig and a barista for 5 years.
Excellent.
So I had an interesting upbringing. I never worked in like retail, which it was a bit different to the butcher, looking back on it.
What'd you get fired for?
I can't remember. It was something super silly, like I was working with my mates and we were mucking around, and
Got you.
something harmless.
Well, here we have the 4th of July as like our summer holiday, and everyone like barbecues and does fireworks.
Yep.
So I don't know what the Australian equivalent
Day.
is.
Yeah.
But what is your favorite activity on that day?
Well, in Australia, we get super wasted and we listen to this thing called Triple J's Hottest 100, which is where over the course of the day, up until the fireworks in the evening, they count down the hottest 100 songs that the country has voted over the last year. And they're not just pop songs, they're super alternative. Like the station is like the alternative station. So everything, and you count down and you drink and you drink and you drink. And I'm not a big drinker, so you'll probably get me in 3 p.m. But the fireworks and the number one happens at like 10 p.m. And that's kind of our big day.
Cool.
Yeah.
I want to like go to Australia and participate in this.
Look, we want to come here and participate in the 4th of July, so I get to do it fictitiously in the show, and I get to do it in real life in a couple of days, so it'll be good.
Together.
Hi guys.
Hello.
I'm so excited. I'm ready to see the season, and I will say that you guys gave me one of my favorite but also least favorite moments is when you friend zoned him in season 1 with that gift. I'm not gonna lie, I was so upset. But what was your favorite moment from the franchise?
Just the first season.
Yeah.
I always look back so fun. There's so much.
A lot of new.
I loved like the whole. I mean, I've said this, but like the whole end and kind of fighting the Demogorgon.
The tree stuff.
No, I really liked. Well, it was cold. It was really cold that morning, but that morning we shot the gun scene.
That was a great, yeah.
I don't know why. Just those early
Some
scenes. It all
days
feels
just
so
like
new.
like scenes that don't seem much, but just in your mind you're like, oh, like that was a good day. That was a fun day.
Yeah, I really liked that day.
Yeah.
That means you guys are having too much fun.
Oh, my favorite moment, I think, is when we're in the woods, actually.
Yeah, no,
forgot
a lot
about
of the
that.
stuff in the
I
woods
totally
is really
forgot
cool,
about that.
especially night stuff in the woods
they-
because it gets really, really dark and it's, I don't know.
Yeah,
It's nice.
you're
You
in
feel
it.
You
Yeah,
feel
yeah,
it.
yeah.
So how do you think your character, I mean, no spoilers, has changed? I mean, this is now 3 seasons in, the kids are getting older, you guys have had a whole transformation. Very
Yeah.
happy about that, by the way.
I think they've just matured. You know, all the characters, they're going through what they've been through together in the first 2 seasons, and trying to get on with some normality and trying to push through, and that's hard. But this season they've got summer jobs that they're turning into young adults.
Yeah. Just growing up.
Must be interesting for you guys too, because you're literally watching them go from like children's to like, young adults.
kids.
Yes.
So how has
Yeah.
it been working with them through that transition?
It's good. I mean,
Yeah, it is.
they're such good kids, and every year they come back, and we have obviously the show's blown up, so have their careers, but they're really good at just kind of.
It's still, they're still young, and it still gets really silly when everybody's in the same
Yeah.
scene together, and
It's a little family.
yeah,
Awesome.
It's really nice.
So this is all 4th of July. So what is your favorite? I know you're British, so maybe
Yeah.
4th of July
I'll skip this
holiday.
question.
Maybe what's your favorite barbecue holiday or summer activity? But here at the 4th, people do fireworks, they do all kinds of stuff. So do you have one?
Well, we don't do 4th of July. I think I like Christmas a lot. It's my favorite time of year.
Okay. Any 4th of July sort of things that you like?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's about just being around, people you want to be around, having a cookout, maybe some fireworks.
We had a
but
good
it's-
4th of July, didn't we, this year?
Yeah.
We had a pool.
Oh
Catherine's pool.
yeah, again, it's just like like a hang, just like a good hang day, right?
I like that.
Yeah.
We did a talent show.
I want to be in it. All right. Thank you guys.
Holy Mother of God.